What happens when you try to date your work nemesis? I hated Rachel from the second she walked into our office. She got hired the same week as me at this marketing company downtown. We both wanted the same promotion to senior account manager. Every single meeting turned into a competition. If I pitched an idea, she'd immediately find 3 things wrong with it. If she presented something, I'd tear it apart in front of everyone. Our boss loved it. He thought the competition made us both work harder, but it made every single day miserable. Rachel would steal my parking spot every morning. I'd eat her labeled yogurt from the break room fridge. She'd schedule client meetings during my lunch break. I'd forward her emails with typos to the whole team just to embarrass her. One Friday afternoon, our boss announced a mandatory team building weekend at some resort 2 hours away. We had to pair up for trust exercises. Guess who got stuck with Rachel? The first exercise was this dumb blindfold thing. She had to guide me through an obstacle course using only her voice. I purposely walked straight into a tree just to make her look bad. "You did that on purpose," she hissed when I took the blindfold off. "Prove it," I said, picking leaves out of my hair and grinning. That night at the hotel bar, I was complaining about her to Brandon from accounting. Rachel was sitting 3 seats down complaining about me to Ashley from HR. We both got really drunk. The bartender kept serving us even though we were clearly past our limit. The bar closed at midnight. Everyone went to bed except us. "You're the worst person I've ever worked with," Rachel said, stirring her 4th vodka soda with one of those tiny straws. "Right back at you," I replied, finishing my beer. "You make my life absolutely miserable. You make my life miserable. You completely undermined my presentation about the Henderson account in front of the entire executive team. Because your data was wrong. You used last quarter's numbers instead of current projections." She stared at me. "Wait, you actually read my entire presentation?" "Of course I did. I read everything you write, every proposal, every email, every memo. I read all your stuff too," she admitted quietly. "Your coffee campaign last month was actually really good. I voted for it in the meeting." I almost dropped my glass. "You voted for mine?" "Yeah, but I'd never tell you that at work. You'd be insufferable about it." We kept talking until 3 a.m. about everything except work. Turns out Rachel grew up in the same small town as my cousin. Her dad worked at the same factory mine did before it closed down. She had a rescue dog named Peanut who only ate expensive wet food and slept on her pillow. The next morning, everything felt different. During the trust fall exercise, I actually caught her properly. She didn't let me drop on purpose like I expected. At lunch, she sat next to me instead of across the table. We didn't argue even once. We actually laughed about something Brandon said. Monday back at the office, things got really weird. She'd smile at me in meetings. I'd save her a seat in the conference room. People definitely started noticing. Brandon pulled me aside by the coffee machine. "Dude, are you and Rachel like friends now? What happened at that retreat?" I didn't know what we were, but I knew I wanted to find out. 3 weeks later, I asked her to dinner. A real dinner. Not work-related, not a group thing, just us. She said yes immediately, then added with that competitive smile, "But I'm still getting that promotion over you." "We'll see about that," I replied. Our boss found out we were dating after he saw us leaving the building together for the 4th day in a row. He called us both into his office, looking genuinely concerned. "This is going to be a problem," he said, leaning back in his chair. "The competition between you two was driving great results for the whole department." Rachel and I looked at each other, then back at him. "Oh, we're still competing," she said confidently. "Absolutely," I agreed. But now the winner buys dinner that night. 6 months later, we both got promoted to senior account manager. They created 2 new positions instead of choosing between us. Said we worked better as a team than anyone expected. We moved in together last month. She still steals my parking spot at our apartment. I still eat her yogurt even though she labels it now. But now when we argue about work stuff, it ends with us laughing instead of wanting to throw staplers at each other's heads. Turns out the person who drives you absolutely craziest can also be the person you can't imagine your life without. Last week, Rachel got promoted again to director level. I'm genuinely happy for her success, but I'm also working twice as hard to catch up and beat her to VP. Some things never change.